Picture a jet, so stealthy it slips through radar like a shadow through midnight. So fast it outruns the wind. So visionary it was born before its time. This is the YF-23 Black Widow II, a legend left to gather dust until now. In 2025, as storm clouds gather over the Pacific, Northrop Grumman's FA-XX proposal resurrects this ghost, promising a fighter that could save America's carriers from a new breed of threats. This isn't just a plane, it's a pulse-pounding saga of redemption, innovation, and defiance. It's 1990, and the Mojave Desert hums with anticipation. At Edwards Air Force Base, a jet emerges from a hangar like a predator from the shadows. Its curves are sleek, almost alive, designed to vanish from radar and scream through the skies at Mach 1.8. This is the YF-23 Black Widow II, Northrop's masterpiece in the Air Force's advanced tactical fighter competition. Named for a UE night fighter that hunted in darkness, it carried America's hopes for air dominance. But its story is one of brilliance betrayed, a wound still fresh for those who loved it. The 1980s were a crucible. Soviet MiG-29s and Su-27s, with their agile frames and advanced radars, challenged U.S. supremacy. The F-15 Eagle, once untouchable, faced growing threats from surface-to-air missiles and long-range interceptors. In 1981, the Pentagon launched the ATF program, demanding a fifth-generation fighter that could supercruise, evade detection, and dominate digital warfare. Northrop, fresh from the B-2 Spirit's stealth triumph, teamed with McDonnell Douglas to craft the YF-23. Their mantra: stealth and speed over showmanship. The Black Widow was a marvel. Its diamond-shaped platform and V-tail deflected radar like a magician's cloak, boasting a radar cross-section of just 0.1 square meters, smaller than a sparrow. Powered by Pratt & Whitney YF-119 or General Electric YF-120 engines, it hit Mach 1.8 without afterburners, climbed to 65,000 feet, and carried weapons internally to stay invisible. Two prototypes, Black Widow II and Grey Ghost, flew 50 test sorties, dazzling engineers with their grace. Test pilot Paul Metz later called it a jet that felt like it belonged in the 21st century. Yet, the Air Force chose flash over foresight. Lockheed's YF-22, with thrust-vectoring engines, dazzled with aerobatic stunts, barrel rolls, and high-alpha maneuvers that echoed Vietnam's dogfight era. Northrop's demo, data-driven and focused on stealth metrics, didn't capture hearts. In April 1991, the YF-22 won, becoming the F-22 Raptor. The YF-23 was retired to museums, its team gutted. "We built the future, but they weren't ready," one engineer lamented. That loss still haunts, but the Black Widow's spirit was only sleeping. Fast forward to September 30th, 2025. The Pacific Ocean, once America's domain, bristles with danger. China's military rise has birthed nightmares like the DF-21D and DF-26 missiles, ballistic carrier killers that arc into space and dive at Mach 10, carrying warheads to sink a carrier in one blow. With ranges of 1,800 and 4,000 kilometers, they create anti-access area denial zones stretching thousands of miles, forcing carriers to retreat far from conflict zones. Tracking these hypersonic threats is near impossible. Intercepting them is a gamble against physics. The Navy's FA-18E-F Super Hornet, a battle-tested warrior, lacks the range for these vast distances. The F-35C, stealthy but short-legged, needs multiple mid-air refuelings to strike deep targets, each tanker a slow, vulnerable target for enemy fighters or SAMs. A single mission might require 3 KC-46 tankers, each a logistical anchor dragging down operational tempo. The Navy's answer is the FA-XX, a sixth-generation fighter to replace the Super Hornet by the 2030s. It must fly 2,000 miles or more, carry devastating firepower, and vanish from radar, all without relying on a tanker fleet that's a sitting duck. The FA-XX contract is a clash of titans, with Northrop Grumman and Boeing vying for supremacy. Northrop's decision to skip NGAD and focus solely on FA-XX was a bold bet, channeling their expertise into a jet that's pure Black Widow reborn. Their concept art, unveiled in 2025, sent shockwaves through the defense community. It's not just a nod to the YF-23, it's a resurrection, blending its visionary design with cutting-edge tech. Here's why it's stealing the show. The FA-XX is a radar's worst nightmare. Its flowing lines and blended wing body scatter signals across all frequencies, from low-band search radars to high-band missile guidance systems. The YF-23 pioneered broadband stealth. The FA-XX perfects it, with an RCS rumored to be below 0.5 square meters. Northrop's experience with the B-2, RCS 0.1 M2, and B-21 Raider, RCS classified but smaller, informs every curve. Advanced radar-absorbent materials, RAM, and thermal management, cooling exhaust to dodge infrared sensors, make it a ghost. As one analyst quipped, this jet doesn't just hide, it erases itself. The FA-XX deep fuselage is a treasure chest. Internal fuel tanks could hold 20,000 pounds, pushing unrefueled range to 2,500 miles. enough to strike Beijing from a carrier in the Philippine Sea without tankers. Its weapon bays, larger than the F-35s, carry a lethal mix. AIM-260 JATM missiles for air-to-air dominance, AGM-158C LRASM for anti-ship strikes, and future hypersonic weapons like the Hypersonic Air-Breathing Weapon Concept, HAWC, hitting Mach 5+. External weapons? A stealth-killing no-go. Everything stays hidden, keeping the jet a shadow. This capacity lets the FAXX tackle diverse threats, enemy fighters, naval fleets, or fortified bases. It's a one-jet arsenal, designed to pierce A2AD bubbles and project power where carriers can't venture. The emotional weight? It's a promise to sailors that their floating fortress won't face the enemy alone. A single-seat FAXX seems audacious for missions juggling drones, sensors, and electronic warfare. The secret? An AI co-pilot that's more than code, it's a comrade. Built on Northrop's autonomous systems from the X-47B drone, this AI fuses data from radar, LiDAR, satellites, and networked drones into a 3D battlespace map displayed on a holographic SHUD. It jams enemy radar with tailored waveforms, predicts missile launches using machine learning, and suggests maneuvers faster than any human could. In tests, similar systems reduced pilot workload by 60%, letting them focus on strategy. This AI isn't cold silicon. It's a lifeline, easing the terror of facing hypersonic threats alone. Pilots describe it as a wingman who never sleeps, freeing them to be tacticians, not data managers. It's a bond that blends human courage with machine precision, stirring the heart with its promise of trust. Carrier life is brutal. Landings slam jets onto decks at 150 mph, stopped by arresting wires in 300 feet. Catapult launches hit 4Gs in seconds. The FAXX's airframe, likely titanium composite hybrids, is built like a tank, with landing gear rated for 30,000-pound impacts. Anti-corrosion coatings tested on the B-21 shrug off saltwater's bite. Top-mounted intakes, a YF-23 holdover, enhance stealth but spark debate. At high angles of attack during landings, could airflow starve the engines? The YF-23's defeat in 1991 wasn't just a loss, it was a tragedy. It outclassed the YF-22 in speed, altitude, and stealth. Its supercruise was smoother, its range longer by 20%. But the Air Force, scarred by Vietnam's close-in dogfights, prized agility. Lockheed's YF-22 wowed with thrust vectoring flare. Northrop's cerebral demo, graphs of RCS and range, fell flat. The decision, announced April 23, 1991, stunned Northrop's team. One engineer recalled, "It felt like losing a child." The YF-23's prototypes now sit in Dayton and Hawthorne, silent relics of a future denied. The FAXX leverages tech that sounds like sci-fi. Its engines, likely adaptive cycle designs like GE's XA100, deliver 45,000 pounds of thrust, balancing supercruise efficiency with raw power. Directed energy weapons, lasers for missile defense, are in prototype, with 300 kilometer systems tested by 2025. Quantum radar countermeasures, researched at DARPA, could blind enemy sensors. The jet's skin, embedded with metamaterials, dynamically adjusts to radar wavelengths, pushing stealth to new frontiers. Cost is a hurdle. Each FAXX could hit $300 million, with the program's lifecycle cost nearing $100 billion. Yet, the Navy's 11 carriers, each a $13 billion asset with 5,000 souls, demand protection. Delays risk obsolescence. China's J-36 could field by 2030. The FAXX's timeline, prototypes by 2028, production by 2032, is a race against time. This isn't just about jets, it's about people. The pilot, strapped into a cockpit 1,000 miles from safety, trusts the FAXX's AI to warn of incoming missiles. The engineer, burning midnight oil, sees the YF-23's ghost in every blueprint. The sailor, standing watch on a carrier's deck, knows the FAXX is their guardian. This jet carries their dreams, their fears, their resolve to keep America's flag flying over the seas. Northrop's edge lies in their passion. Their team, many veterans of the B-21 program, sees FAXX as a chance to finish what the YF-23 started. Boeing's design, rooted in FA-18 heritage, is formidable, but lacks the Black Widow's mystique. The contract decision, expected by 2027, will shape the Navy's future for decades. As twilight falls over the Pacific, envision an FAXX slicing through the clouds, its drones fanning out like hawks, its AI humming with intent. This is the YF-23's legacy. A jet that dared to dream, now reborn to guard the seas. It's a story of heartbreak, redemption, and unyielding will. Want to stay in the cockpit for more tales of aviation's boldest frontiers? Subscribe now to join our flight, where we'll uncover the secrets, the stakes, and the heroes shaping the skies. The Black Widow's revenge is just beginning. Don't miss the next chapter.